Now, this is case number 448 on the calendar in the matter of Gordon versus Driggs. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Gordon, according to your complaint, you and the defendant had a 3-year relationship.
Yes.
And lived together for those 3 years?
Not for the entire 3 years. It was about 2 years.
You purchased some furniture together.
Yes.
In addition to purchasing furniture together, and you want half the value of that furniture because Mr. Driggs kept it, you want some credit card bills that you say you paid when he bought some clothes for himself, and then you want some medical bills paid of yours. Mr. Driggs says that some of the furniture got broken. You told him to keep it, that the clothes that you purchased for him on your credit card were gifts. He is counterclaiming because he says you came in one day and stole his dog and all its paperwork. When did you start living together? When did you stop living together?
I'd say around April of 2000.
And when did you separate?
We separated December of 2002.
Did you discuss this furniture?
Yes, we actually had a verbal agreement that he would give me $700 for the furniture, which is actually a lot less than I paid. I compromised because I have used the furniture for a little of that time. So I agreed for $700.
Let's hear about that.
I offered her to take the couches. That's what we agreed upon. The couches were hers. She should have the receipt for them. She was supposed to take them. I offered her over and over.
So you told her to take the couches?
Right.
You didn't want to give her money. You wanted her to take the couches.
She demanded the money instead. But I wasn't going to give her money to go buy new couches.
Does that sound familiar?
No, actually, we had a verbal agreement on money. That's because he lives in a one-bedroom apartment of whom his witness sleeps on my couches every night. There was a huge rip right in the back of the main sofa when he had moved into his new apartment. From that point on, it was agreed for money because he had damaged the furniture.
How much did you pay for it?
Altogether, everything, it was about $2,200.
You have all the bills?
I have the receipts for the couches.
Just for the couches?
Yes, we had kept the receipts together. I was only able to take this because when I left, I just left with myself and my clothes.
Okay, did you keep all the furniture, sir?
Yes.
When you purchased the furniture, did you purchase it together?
No. I have
Who
the
paid
receipt.
for it?
I'm sorry?
Who paid for it?
I did. I worked every day. I worked 2 jobs. I go to school full-time. She works at a Delta Sonic. It's like a car wash, part-time. I was the one that brought in most of the income.
Your Honor, we had moved away together. When we came back,
Why didn't you take the couches with you?
Why didn't I? Because he had slept with other people, which I have a tape to prove, on my couches.
I don't care whether he slept with other people.
Sleeping on the couches. He didn't let me...
Listen to me, Miss Gordon. I thought we could resolve the part of the furniture very easily. Let me tell you what my position is with regard to people who live together. We have created an entire court system for people who marry and divorce. Since approximately 50% of the marriages in this country end in divorce, they keep those courts really pretty busy. And we spend a lot of money, public money, on keeping those courts functioning to dissolve marriages. I don't intend to spend a lot of time trying to separate the finances of people who've decided to try it out, because we don't have any courts for trying it out. Forget the furniture. You moved out without it, forget it. You don't want the couches? Gone. Let's get to the clothes. Tell me about the clothes that you say you put on your credit card.
We were in the mall, and he didn't have money on him. He asked
When?
me November 14th, 2002.
Uh-huh.
He didn't have money, so when we were in the store, he asked me, he's like, can I put these on your credit card, and I will pay you immediately. He never did.
Go ahead, Mr. Driggs. Let me hear. November 14th, you bought some clothes.
Deanna and I were out together. We lived together. We paid for things together. She was out shopping for herself like usual. I didn't have money on me, so we were in the same store. She says, I don't have any money on my credit card. I said, all right, well, there's a couple things I want to get. She says, well, why don't I just buy them for you? Because I've paid for other things in the past, like her transmission to her car. She offered to buy them for me as a gift.
When did you pay for the transmission for her car?
Oh, that was a while ago. That's really irrelevant, but I'm just saying,
well, if it's really irrelevant, sir, why are you bringing it up? She went and bought herself a pair of underpants for $20, and you bought $190 worth of clothes.
Right.
And that was a couple of weeks before you separated.
Right. And
so
then,
pay for it.
Well, she's being vindictive. No, it was a gift.
Pay for it. Now, you want to tell me about these medical bills you think he's responsible for?
Yes, while we were together, instead of breaking up with me and going to sleep with people, he slept with other people, and I never found out until afterwards. I found a tape, because he taped it, and my witness, and I went and I got, like, examined and checked for diseases.
He's not responsible for that. It's your poor judgment.
He should have took the responsibility to use protection if he has a girlfriend.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. We have courts that take care of certain kinds of problems. poor judgment in selecting a boyfriend does not fall into any category that I know of that requires judicial time. The fact that you were smart, you went to a doctor to have yourself checked out, very smart. He doesn't pay for that. Next time you be smarter. Next time you be smarter in who you pick. You owe $190.32. You want to tell me about the dog, Mr. Driggs?
Yes, I'd love to tell you about my dog. When we lived together, we had a roommate. The roommate gave me the dog for the company of my other dog. I have 2 of them.
It's a lie.
These are my dogs together. This is my relationship with my dog.
I'm not interested in your relationship with your dogs. When did you get this dog
Those are
that
all
you're
my
complaining
pictures,
of?
too, that he had taken
I don't
from
want to
me.
hear you. It's his turn. All I want to know is when you got the second dog.
Okay, we got the second dog. It was the summer of 2001, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay, and what kind of a dog is it?
He's a Rottweiler pit bull mix.
And what kind of dog had you had before?
Pit bull. The one raised the other.
How did you get the dog?
She came over with the police, and she knocked on my landlord's door when I wasn't there. She claimed that she was coming in to take a couple of items, like the microwave and this and that. While she was in there, she took the dog. She took my dog's paperwork. She says that she couldn't have got the receipts for the furniture, but she could have because they're in the same folder as the paperwork to the dog.
And
she
we've
didn't.
already passed over the furniture, Mr. Driggs.
Well, I'm just okay. I'm not here for the matter of the money. Like, to me, my dogs are like my kids. Like, I lost one, and now I'm losing the other one because the other one cries and
What
looks out the
happened?
window.
What happened to your other dog?
The one I still have.
Oh, you have one.
I have 2. I had 2 of them.
You have one now.
Yes, yes.
Can I speak?
Yeah, let me hear you.
Both the dogs came from my family. My uncle breeds pit bulls, and he has a Rottweiler. Lexus I had bought for $50 and given to him. That is his dog. He has it licensed and registered in his name. When we lived in Erie, I had gotten Onyx, who was from my uncle's litter, for our roommate. Our roommate abandoned him. He didn't want him. He just left him. Mike had said, he's like, well, if you want another dog, it's your dog. It's licensed and registered in my name, and I have all the vet bills. And I have the same pictures he does. He took them from me.
Mr. Driggs, did the second dog that you had, was that originally your roommate's dog?
Yes.
Where did it come from?
It did come from her uncle, and he did pay for it.
Who paid for it?
My roommate. He
wasn't-
paid
Did
her
your
uncle.
roommate?
Free.
Shh.
He gave me the dog. He
That's
left-
hearsay.
I have a notarized statement right here from William Talton with a court order saying that he left me the dog and Deanna got the shots for him.
Just a second. When did you get a notarized statement from him?
This past Sunday.
Rip it up and throw it away. It's meaningless.
He came back. How come I have the receipt for registering the dogs? Onyx is registered to my address where Deanna never lived. She was not a tenant. In the 2 months that we were not living together before we had broken up, she never took the dog.
I have a dog license issued to Deanna Gordon in March of 2002 for this dog. Mr. Driggs, listen to me very carefully, sir. You know that couch that you have and all the furniture?
Yes.
You know what I
She
said?
can have it.
You know what I said to Miss Gordon with regard to the furniture? That I'm not getting involved with who gets a love seat, who gets a sofa, who gets a coffee table. I'm not waiting. I didn't go to school for that. Right now, it
that's
appears to
mature.
me you have a dog and she has a dog. And the dog that you're both fighting over is a dog that came into your relationship as a puppy. So neither of you had any major attachment more than the other because you took care of the dog together. Right now, each of you has a dog, and I'm happy. So your counterclaim, sir, is dismissed, and you owe her $190.32 for your clothes. Goodbye, have a happy life, and don't bother me anymore.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's abusive. She's vindictive.
I have hit him, but he threw bones and several frozen water bottles, and I let it happen so many times, and then one time I did hit him.
Life goes on. It's not a big deal.
You gotta watch out for the moochers, definitely.
His ex-girlfriend is her witness, and neither one of them can get over us, and they just feed off of each other.
They're obviously mature and just need to go. This is over with now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shia Marinas, step forward, please.
Nurse Beatriz Shia is suing her neighbors, 16-year-old Scott Marinas and his father, Michael. Beatriz says Scott shot her window with a BB gun.
Ms. Shea, you and the defendant are neighbors.
Yes, we are.
And it is your claim that this young man, I assume this young man,
Yes.
his son, was playing with a BB gun and shot out some of the windows in your house and sliding doors. Mr. Marinas says that's not possible because the range of this BB gun is such that it could not have caused the damage. Is that right, sir?
Correct.
When did this happen, Ms. Shea?
October 16th. I was asleep. I work nights, and I heard almost like an explosion. But I was asleep, so I was thinking, you know, I was dreaming.
What time of the day?
It was about 4:35 in the afternoon.
Okay. Fine.
And a few minutes later, my son came in and told me that our window had been broken. So I got up, went to the backyard, and we have a slide next to our fence. And I climbed up on the slide and looked to the field. There's a field behind our house. And I didn't see anybody. The next day, about the same time, my son came out again and said that he had heard the same kind of sound, which was like a pumping sound right before.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Andrew?
Andrew, tell me what you heard on the 16th and the 17th.
On the 16th, I heard, like, before I was playing with my dog, and I heard, like, a pumping noise, but I didn't pay no attention to it. And 17th, I heard the same noise, and I ran and told my mom that...
When you heard the noise, did you see anything in your house?
I heard, like, a little, like, crackly noise, and then I looked at the sliding door, and it started to, like, crack and shatter.
And when was this, on the 16th or the 17th?
On the 16th.
And what about on the 17th?
On the 17th, I heard the same noise of the pumping, and then I ran to my mom and I told her, and we woke up and looked through the fence.
Was there any damage done to your house on the 17th?
Yes, we had our sliding door break, and also after I had turned in the papers to the court, I was putting up my blinds to the bathroom window, and I noticed that that window had also had a little hole.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Beatrice Shea says neighbor 16-year-old Scott Marinas shot out her windows with a BB gun. Scott says that's impossible.
You have pictures?
I have a picture of our backyard showing their house.
I'd like to see
and
that.
I have a picture of just, we had already cleaned up the glass when we took this picture.
Okay.
But also on the 16th, Scott admitted to me that he was shooting in the field, that he had bottles and he was shooting at the bottles towards our house.
Is that right, Scott?
True. No, it isn't.
Were you shooting your BB gun on the 16th and 17th?
On the 16th I was, and on the 17th I was. But I was in my backyard.
What time?
About 4:30.
Did you see anybody else out there with a BB gun?
No, I didn't. But very often there are kids in our backyard.
No, but that time, on the 16th and 17th, between 4:30 and 5, there were no other children out there playing with BB guns.
No.
Is that right?
That's right.
And you weren't at home at that time, is that right?
No, I was not.
All right.
On the
Well, then by
on the
press,
16th
I'm
he was.
speaking.
Oh,
On the 16th, I was home
What time?
from 3:30 on.
What were you doing?
I stay in the house or work in the garage, and he goes outside. Where I understand this, you're not supposed to play with guns in a residential area, and I have pictures here to show that we don't live in a residential area. My home is backed up against the National Forest. I have no neighbors behind me.
At between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon on 2 separate days, the plaintiff had windows or glass shattered in her house. At that same period of time, your son was out playing with his BB guns. He acknowledges that he was out playing with his BB guns. Now, there is a possibility that some other young person, some other older person, some flying bird caused the damage to her windows. There is a possibility of that. This is a civil proceeding, however. And in a civil proceeding, I have to make a determination that there is more evidence than not that your son caused the damage to her house. And to me, it is too coincidental that at the time that her windows were shattered, your son was playing with his BB gun, and you are her neighbor. Your son, shh. Does it look like you're losing? No, speak not. So what your son should not be doing is playing with a BB gun. Anyway, because just as easily as her windows got shattered, some 4 or 5-year-old could be playing outside. and lose an eye, lose hearing. I mean, I don't see what the necessity is of having a BB gun to begin with. I don't understand why he's not inside, you know, practicing the violin, why you think that it's important for him to have a gun to begin with. It's not important. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
It's stupid. Now, do you have anything else you want to tell me?
No, except for we do have a witness, but
A witness that will tell me what?
that was with him the day it happened.
Oh, I'd like to hear that witness. Jeffrey, were you playing outside on either the 16th or the 17th of October of this year with Scott?
Yes. The day I went over there, he had the BB gun out.
Was he shooting the BB gun?
Yes.
Did you hear anything break?
No.
Did this lady come to the house?
Yes.
Your Honor, actually, I didn't know anything about Jeffrey until his father is the one that mentioned to me that if it wasn't for Jeffrey's fault that, you know, Jeffrey asked Scott to take out the gun, I never would have known that Jeffrey was even involved. So after I talked to his father, and his father said, no, you have no proof that my son did it, you have no witnesses, he actually gave me the witness. And then, you know, that's when I talked to Jeffrey.
Okay.
And
I'm
asked
glad
him
that-
what happened.
I'm glad that you came. It was important that you come and always tell the truth. Testimony wasn't necessary. I have to find that there's more evidence than not that you caused the damage to her house, and I find that that's true. You didn't have to play with guns. Guns are for people who can't use their words. If you can use your words, you don't need a gun. Get smart. Use your brains. The other thing is stupid. Now, let me see what the damage was done. You had 2 windows broken. Is that right?
Yes.
Jeffrey, did you learn a good lesson?
Yes.
What's the lesson you learned?
Do not play with guns where you can get someone hurt.
How about just not playing with guns, period? Right?
Yes.
That'd be smarter. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,429. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 356 on the calendar in the matter of Koch versus Ringenberg, Buban, Fagan. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Which one of you gentlemen is Brad? All right. So what I want you to do is stand right over there. That's it. Now, Miss Koch, according to what I read, you had a friend, Kathy. Is Kathy here? You are his mother.
Correct.
Brad's mother. Kathy was visiting you at your house, and she at some point wanted to go home and check on her kids. So you said she could borrow your car to do that, as long as she brought it right back. Correct?
Correct.
Kathy goes home, and she decides to let her son drive the car back to your house. So far, that's what you did. You let your son drive the car back to her house.
To pick up my car.
I don't care what it was.
Not to check on my kids. To get my car so I could have it back at her house.
Whatever. You let your son drive the car back to her house. Is that right?
To follow me, to have my car.
Whatever. He could have followed your car. He could have been driving
He did.
your car.
He did.
So who was driving her car?
He did. I was in my car. He drove her car, followed me back to her
Did you
house.
understand what I said? Try to pay attention. I said you could have let him be the driver of your car, and you drove her car back. But you didn't do that. You let him drive her car. Is that right?
Correct.
Now, at some point, he decides to stop off and pick up a couple of friends. Is that right, Brad?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
And there goes the trouble, because by the time your car was returned to you, much later on, it was totally undrivable, had blown a transmission, and some other stuff happened to the car. There's where we are. And I want you gentlemen now to be very, very brief, because I've read all of your answers. Not to worry, Ms. Koch, we're going to get to you. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe it's necessary, and maybe it won't be necessary. Because, you know, my credo is keep it simple, stupid. That's what my father always said to me, so I'm going to try to keep this as simple for myself as possible. In 30 seconds or less, you tell me how her car ended up in the junk pile.
I went and picked them up, and we went back to her house.
Went back to whose house?
Connie's house.
All right, so you went back to her house, but you had stopped off to pick up these two gentlemen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where was your mother?
She was at a home.
Your mother was home. That's interesting. I thought you said she was in her car. All right, but we'll let that pass for a moment. So you stop off to pick up the two guys. And what happens after you pick up the two guys?
We went to Connie's house, and I took the keys inside.
Look at me.
I took the keys inside, and I put it on the table right in front of her.
And then what were you going to do?
And I went back outside, and we were stuck there.
What do you mean we were stuck there? What did that mean, you were stuck there?
We didn't have a ride nowhere.
Well, didn't you realize that once you drove the car back to Connie's house, you weren't going to have a ride anywhere unless, of course, your mother, who says she was following you.
I thought my mother was there, but she went home.
But she went home. She was just driving around. Maybe she had to mail a letter or something. Yeah. Go ahead. So now you're standing outside and you have no ride home. What's next? Look at me.
Matt went inside.
Matt, raise your hand. Matt went inside.
And he said he was going to ask for the keys.
Who did you ask for the keys?
Connie, but she was sleeping, so I just...
Oh, now, so you asked her, but she was sleeping. Yeah. Now, I want you to explain to me how you... Please don't laugh at him. Bird's going to laugh at him. So you were going to ask Connie for the keys, and you asked her for the keys, but she was sleeping.
Yes.
So what did you do? Did you do telepathy?
I just grabbed them and went outside.
So you had no permission to have the car. Is that right? Now, when you got outside, what did you say to your two friends?
Let's go to Polk City and...
Excuse me?
I asked Brad to go drop me and Luke off in Polk City and go back out there, but...
But what?
We ended up staying at my house for a while. And
who?
Us three.
How long?
An hour, maybe.
And then what happened?
Me and Luke drove around for a little bit, got some gas, and the car stalled.
Okay, where'd you leave him?
My house with a few other friends.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let's understand this. You had no permission to have the car, is that right? Is that right?
Yes.
And you had no permission to be in the car, is that right? After you had dropped it off?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what about you?
Nope.
No what?
No, I didn't have permission to be in the car.
Who was driving?
Matt.
Did you ever drive the car?
No, Your Honor.
Now, did Matt tell you that he didn't have permission to have the car?
He told me we did have permission.
He did?
Yes.
What did he say to you?
Well, me and Brad were sitting outside of Connie's house, and he went inside and got the keys and comes out and says that, you know, let's go. And he didn't say that he had permission, but, you know, he said, let's go. And
oh, so he didn't say he had permission. Is that right?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You knew. Now, tell me about your car. What happened to it? They just say it stopped.
It was 70 miles away when the transmission blew from my home.
70 miles?
And then I came back home and I filed a police report. And they...
just tell me what the damage was to the car. That's my question.
Well, my damages are $3,490. There's a towing charge, there's attorney fees, and unused insurance, but...
I just want to see what the damage was to the car.
The matter is all I need.
How old are you?
16.
You're 16. Oh, how old are you?
17.
7, and you?
16.
16. Oh, this makes my life so much easier.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Connie Koch says teenagers Brad Buban, Matt Regensburg, and Luke Fagan drove her car without permission. Connie says the boys damaged the transmission, then abandoned it 70 miles away.
You know how I like to keep things simple? I want you to move over there. I'd like you to step up here. Your name is Kathy what?
Boobin.
Step up here. Let her stand next to her prize. Son says that you didn't follow him to her house so that you could give him a ride back. And I believe him, because that's what they say. Why didn't you do that?
I just picked up my car so I could leave Connie's when I felt when I was wanting to go home.
Well, just 1 second, madam. She didn't give your son permission to drive her car.
She gave both of us.
No, she did not. No, she did not.
Back.
Excuse me?
Someone's got to drive my car, which is me.
No, not you, which is him. Don't you get it? That's what I said to you before. If somebody's going to drive a car that doesn't belong to them, it's going to be you, not him. So he drives your car, and you drive her car.
That's probably how it should have been done.
Right. Because but for that, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, everybody knows 16-year-old boys and cars don't mix. They're fools. And when they have friends, they're bigger fools. Now, you should have anticipated that. You didn't. Therefore, I am not holding these two boys' parents responsible. I'm holding you responsible for the whole thing, because I'm holding him responsible for the whole thing. You want to go after them? Sue him. If you came before me, you'd be totally unsuccessful. But for your actions, you're the adult. He never would have had his hands on the keys to her car. You got it? Now, if the boys had gone into her house and you had nothing to do with that, and each one of the boys told me the same story, he got the keys, he drove the car with them, he was also a passenger who knew what was going on, and you had nothing to do with it, all three of you would be equally responsible. But in this case, you were the one who controlled the keys to that car. If you had done the right thing and said, follow me back, I'm taking Connie's car, you drive my car, when we get to Connie's house, going inside, I'll be right out. You put Connie's keys someplace where Connie can get her keys if she's sleeping, you come outside, you say, now drive me home.
That's what happened.
No, it's not what happened. You were not driving Connie's car.
He put him on the table.
You listen to me. You were not driving Connie's car back to her house. He was. He should have been driving your car, not Connie's car. You want to give a 16-year-old permission to drive a car and to pick up friends? Let it be your car, not your friend's car. She was doing you a service. Judgment for the plaintiff against this defendant only in the amount of $3,000. And if you think you can prove a case against the parents of these two boys, you go ahead and try. You will be unsuccessful here because you had the ability, you're the adult, you had the ability to ensure that her car got home safely, and you chose not to do that. These parents didn't. They had no idea what was going on. Only you did.
Her keys were left on her counter.
Only you did. You had the ability to see to it that her car was returned to her house
It was
safely.
returned in her driveway.
No, it wasn't.
And her keys were put on that table.
No, listen
Somebody
to me.
came in that house.
Oh, yeah,
and took those
you
keys
can tell
off
me,
that table.
Put
Your
that down.
Honor.
You can tell me anything that you like, and I'm telling you, you had the responsibility to see
And
to
I
it
did
that
it.
yours.
And it came back. Those keys came back
Madam,
on
you
that
are
counter.
a liar. Your
I'm not
son
lying.
says
There's
you
nothing to lie
are a
about.
liar. I believe you're a liar. Your son just told me you're a liar. He just told me that you never followed him back to her house to drive him home because they were there stranded. And you said, I followed him back there, which is a lot of baloney. So you're a liar, you're responsible. Judgment for the plaintiff against this defendant only, $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Not a liar.
All I know is my police report says that Kathy admitted to knowing that they were taking the vehicle.
It put a strain on Connie because she was without a car.
I'm still without a vehicle.
I carted her around. I tried to be very helpful.
I've gotten nowhere. They were said, please don't press charges. We'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed.
I was a good neighbor. She's been a good neighbor. It's what neighbors are supposed to do.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Frank versus Willoughby. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Diane Frank is suing her sister, real estate agent Bonnie Willoughby, for car payments, attorney fees, and for the cost to have a car shipped from Hawaii to California.
Ms. Frank, the defendant is your sister, is that right?
Yes.
And you co-signed a loan for a car for her.
Yes.
And the agreement was that she was to make the payments on the car.
Yes.
Is that right so far?
Yes.
And then there came a time when your sister left wherever you were. Where had you been living?
Riverside.
In California.
Yes.
And she went to Hawaii.
Yes.
You didn't know where she went, but she went to Hawaii with the car.
Yes.
And it is your claim that she was not making payments on this car.
Right.
And you want her to pay for payments that you had to catch up on, as well as the cost of bringing the car back from Hawaii to California, which was in excess of $5,000, which is the maximum here. Your sister says that you had no reason to come and take the car back because she was, in fact, making payments. Correct?
Yes.
That's what you say. So let me tell you what the rules are. If you were making all the payments, then I'm going to dismiss your sister's case, because if you were making all the payments, that was your agreement, and she had no right to go and pick up the car, and if she went and picked up the car, then all the expense she will bear herself. So then the burden falls upon you to show me proof that you made all the car payments from 11/11/99 until what date did you pick up the car?
I picked up the car on February 23rd, I believe.
Of this year?
Yes.
Miss Willoughby, let me see it. Let me see the proof that you made all the payments. Show me. Go ahead.
Your Honor.
That's me.
My records are not available to me. I am going through a separation, and I don't have access to the records because my husband has all of them in a storage where I do not have access to.
Miss Willoughby, banks keep records. So if you wrote a check each month for this car, all you have to do is call the bank and say, I don't have my records. I need copies of the last 12 months. So the truth of the matter is that you weren't making all these payments. Isn't that right? Miss Willoughby, did you make all the payments?
I made all of the payments up until I started to fall slightly behind.
So then
last
the answer
year.
is you didn't make all the payments. You have letters to show me from the bank indicating that the payments were delinquent?
Yes.
Can I see them, please?
These are the statements that start coming where, and I don't have them all, but here's
Let me take a look
plenty
at some
of them that shows that they were starting to come late. I started receiving phone calls.
Just a second. Just a second. Well, here's one, 12/11/01. Were you in Hawaii at that time?
No, I was not.
Well, at that time, the past due amount was $1,446.86. When did you go to Hawaii?
Approximately 2001 would have been May.
Your Honor, I was not able to find the car for 8 months. I begged on email, please tell me where the car is. I couldn't get insurance on the car because I didn't have possession of the car. She didn't have insurance on it, so they tacked on insurance on those payments too. So I got that extra lovely bill.
When did you finally pick up the car, 2/23/02?
Yes.
And you've been making the payments on the car ever since?
Yes.
How much did you ultimately pay for the car, on the car, when you picked it up in February? How much did you have to pay to catch up with what was
November,
owed?
I made a payment of $1,548.41. That way they said that they were dropping all the suits against me.
Okay, but you didn't have the car at that time?
No.
How much did it cost you to bring the car back?
It cost me $871 to ship it, and another $250 was mandatory. They made me get marine insurance. The WOFS would not release it without getting the marine insurance.
That wasn't required when I shipped it to Hawaii.
I don't
WFS
care.
had no
You
requirement.
had money to ship it to Hawaii. Did you make any other payments on the car when it wasn't in your possession?
Yes, I did.
How much?
I made the December, the January, and the February.
Let me see.
Okay, December. Oops.
Ms.
These
Willoughby,
ones. And I also
why do
made
you
some.
think this isn't amusing? Do you think this
I
is
had
amusing?
No, I don't think it's amusing. I think it's just sad when a sister can't solve something between her sister in private. We both have the same. Have the same history of problems.
How much did you pay her? $50 a month towards this back money? How much did you give her since she's been laying out all this money? $25 a month?
Since
something?
she has had possession of the car.
No, before. In order to keep her credit reasonable when you weren't making the payments.
She damaged my credit. Oh, sorry.
How much did you give her? And call her up and say, listen, I can't give it to you all at one time, but I'm going to send you $100 a month, $50 a month. I will catch up as soon as I can.
I've had the expense of $3,197 of rental car bills because she's had my car this entire while.
Before, you didn't hear my question. Miss Willoughby, before she took back the car and you weren't making payments, did you call her and say to her, I'm sorry you had to make these payments for me, but I'm going to send you $100 a month, $200 a month, $50 a month, just to show you that I know it's my responsibility?
I know that it's my responsibility.
No, I asked you whether you called her and said that to her.
My mother did.
Judgment for the plaintiff and the amount requested. Your costs are far more than that, but your sister's not going to get it. Do you understand? She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it that it's her responsibility, not her mother's responsibility, nobody else's responsibility. She took off with the car. She didn't pay for the car. She's in another jurisdiction. She says, I have other bills to pay, but the onus of it fell on you because you did the wrong thing. You co-signed or you signed as a primary on a car for somebody else. You never do that.
I didn't sign as a primary. She worked for the place, and they switched my name.
You signed. Listen, you went there, you recognized the fact that they switched you as a co-signer.
No, I didn't know it at the time.
Well, then you
it's
have
my
to
mistake.
That's your mistake. Yes. Then you have to read it more carefully. But she's got the car, and you got the lousy credit. I mean, it's ridiculous. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. This case number 396 on the calendar in the matter of Selena Starabigi versus O'Shea. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
All right, who's going to speak?
I will.
Tell me your name.
Jennifer, Your Honor.
This is one of your dogs, and
Yes.
according to your complaint, you had two. They were both the same breed.
Right.
And unfortunately, one of your dogs was killed by the defendant's dog.
Right.
You want him to be responsible for you securing another dog, which in your case involved flying out to a breeder, because that's where you got that dog from, and purchasing another dog.
Right.
The defendant says that your dog was off the leash at the time that his dog attacked yours, which I don't think he denies. You don't deny that your dog attacked a dog. And he is counterclaiming because he said that while at the vet, you attacked him and assaulted him, and he is counterclaiming. Tell me about your dog.
Well, she's beautiful.
No,
She-
no, I...
5
Beautiful, I
pounds.
know. Beautiful,
Yeah,
I know. When did you
absolutely.
get her? Where did you get her from?
Oh, I got her from Tampa, Florida.
Where do you live?
Sherman Oaks. And I researched over 50 breeders, both locally, you know, obviously for me, you know, very far. It didn't matter. You know, I knew that I wanted one.
When did you get the dog?
In the year 2000.
And it was also a Pomeranian?
Yes.
Now, did you travel on both occasions to get
Yes.
the dogs to Tampa?
Yes, to Tampa.
The breeder will not send the dog to you?
Not that small. She does have bigger dogs, but because they are bred down to be so little, I mean, when you pick them up, they're about 8 ounces. So they're very small, and to go underneath cargo is unacceptable for
Okay,
anyone.
So she insists that you come and pick them up?
Absolutely.
All right, tell me about the unfortunate incident involving Mr. O'Shea's dog. Your neighbors, I assume?
Yes. And I was not there, thank God.
Okay, you were, who was?
Me, Your Honor.
Your
My
last
name is Ray Darvigi.
Do you live together?
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me what happened, sir.
Well, it was July 18th. My brother and I took out the girls, you know, just like every other night.
The girls, you mean the two little
Yeah,
girls?
yeah. And we placed them on the grass, and no longer than we put them on the grass, his two dogs came out of nowhere, and I immediately yelled at Rod to grab Princess, and she just kind of...
She knew that
Yeah,
the dogs were going to attack her.
She knew something was going to happen, so she really, you know, crept down. Rod scooped her up. That's my brother. And I tried to go after Prissy. That's the one that was deceased. And she was running away from him. And, you know, she had two pit bulls. You know, one was trying to, you know, get me, and the other one was going after Prissy. And...
Okay, so Mr. O'Shea's dogs came out of his house?
We don't know where.
Yeah,
Where did they come out of, sir?
They came out of my apartment door.
Okay.
They
Just
weren't
a
pit bulls, by the way.
What are they?
They're mixes.
They're much larger. Were you
Oh, yeah,
home?
they're definitely larger.
Were you home?
Yes, I was.
How did your dogs get out, Mr. O'Shea?
Well, I was actually leaving the apartment, and I have a screen door, like a security screen door, which they can see through. And their dogs were at the end of my driveway. And our apartments are very close together. And my dogs apparently saw them, and I didn't realize they were out there. But as I went to go leave my apartment, my dogs slipped past me and ran down the driveway to go, as far as I know, to go play with the dogs. They didn't go out to attack the dogs. They're not attack dogs or wild dogs.
Well, they
or
killed one
anything
of your
that
dogs.
nature.
Killed one of the dogs. So
Right.
you are responsible.
Just by nature of the size
You are.
differential.
What makes you think that you are not responsible?
For one thing, it's a legality that you have to have your dogs on leash.
That doesn't. That
It
has,
doesn't
listen
change.
to me. Listen to me, Mr. O'Shea. The proximate cause of the death of her dog was not that it was off the leash.
Well, when
The
animal control came
cause-
over, animal
the
control
cause-
came to my
I'm
apartment.
speaking. My mouth is moving. The cause of her dog dying is because her dog was attacked by your dog that was off the leash.
Correct. So,
Her dog did not attack your dog. Your dog attacked her dog.
well, actually, her dog ran up to my dog, so obviously there's a size differential there. So, well, I'm not saying that her dog attacked my
Explain to
dog.
me how that happened, Mr. O'Shea.
Well, my dogs ran up to their dogs ran up to mine, and a fight ensued between my bigger dog and one of their little dogs.
I don't believe you, Mr. O'Shea. That's a lie.
How-
That's a lie.
What part of
That's a lie. What part is a lie? Part that is a lie is that their dogs ran up to your dogs. Your dogs ran to theirs, ran out behind you
They definitely ran out.
because they saw two other dogs there. Your dog ran out and ran up to plaintiff's dog. They didn't come together.
Well, my dogs ran out, but their dogs definitely came towards my dogs. Dogs aren't usually stationary objects.
I'm
so-
sorry, Your Honor. My dog ran for her life.
Listen to me, madam. You weren't
Sure.
there, so don't interfere.
Okay.
I don't believe him.
Okay.
Can I say
I don't believe
something?
him.
Can
you
I say
what?
something? My name is Veronica Rogarte. I'm the witness. I'm his roommate.
Come on.
basically every time that I'm out there with Junior or Oakley, there's been several occasions where her dogs do run up to my dogs, and they are on
Were you
me.
there on the 18th of July?
No, I wasn't, but
Good,
the fact,
sit down.
Does that change the fact that her dogs were off leash and that they're always off leash?
and that they
Let me
run
explain
up
something
to
to you.
the
The problem, Mr. O'Shea, is that the dog was not killed because it was off the leash. The dog was killed because your dog was off the leash.
Right.
The reason that her dog died is because your dog was not in control by its owner. That's you. You are totally, completely, 100% responsible the same way, Mr. O'Shea, as if your dog ran up to a child that was not being supervised by a parent and bit it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Jennifer Salinas and her boyfriend, Ray Darabigi, are suing neighbor Sean O'Shea for the cost of a Pomeranian puppy and punitive damages. The couple says Sean's dogs killed their pet.
Your dog killed her dog because your dog wasn't in your custody and control.
But
That
her dog was on my driveway, on my property.
That's, just a second. You didn't even see her dog when you, because that's what you just said to me. You said, I didn't even see her dog until I got outside.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yes, you did.
Well,
that's
okay,
what you
so I'm
said.
inside my apartment.
No, that's what you
Okay.
said. You said, I didn't even see her
But the
dog.
second I stepped out of my apartment, I'm obviously seeing the dogs and my dogs. So I don't think I'm lying here. I think you're
Yeah,
mistaken.
Mr. O'Shea, yes, you are, because you said, I didn't even see her dog,
Until I stepped out
and
of my
all I
apartment.
saw was my dog scooting out.
How long does it take somebody to walk outside their apartment door?
Mr. O'Shea, you are 100% responsible. It's your dog. It's a big dog, capable of causing injury. That dog has to be within your control all the time. If it's not, you are responsible. That's my law. Now let's get to your counterclaim, and then I'll get to the amount of money that it's going to cost to
Can I say
replace
one
that
quick
dog.
thing? One quick
No,
thing?
let's get to your counterclaim.
Okay.
I have limited patience with people that won't accept responsibility, Mr. O'Shea.
Well, animal control said that
I don't
had
care what
limited
animal control
responsibility,
said.
so-
You think animal control has more degrees than I do? Now let's move on to
Probably
your
know
counterclaim.
exactly what they're
Let's
doing.
move on to your counterclaim, sir. If the animal control had more degrees than I do, they'd be a judge and I'd be animal control. Now let's move on. Let's get
Okay.
to your counterclaim.
So-
I'm ready.
Anyways, I arrive at the vet's office. My roommate James got out of the car with me. When I walked up, she was hysterical and crying and standing with a friend of hers a little ways down. And I talked with the plaintiff's brother. They told me that what the bill was, and I said, you know, I'd like to pay for that. And I wrote them a check right then.
Good.
And when Jennifer came close to us, she saw my roommate and, for whatever reason, assumed that he was the owner of the dogs. And she was pretty hysterical. At this point, she'd already fallen on the sidewalk several times and was crying hysterically and screaming. And she attacked my friend, James.
How did she attack James?
Well, she ran up to him, screaming and saying various things about her dog dying. And with closed fists, started hitting him in the head, in the face and neck. And James, to his credit, put his hands up and just stood there and didn't do anything. And this went on for about 25 seconds until somebody pulled her off of him. At which point, somebody, I guess, explained to her that they weren't James's dogs, but they were my dogs. At which point she came after me. And she started hitting me about the face and neck with closed fists. And I also raised my hands to protect myself because she swings pretty good.
Okay, Ms. Salinas, let me hear about it.
I'm not going to deny what I had done, but I was nuts.
Miss Salinas, that's no excuse.
No, these dogs.
That's absolutely no excuse.
No, there is not. You're absolutely right. And the next day, I called him. My girlfriend that I was down the street with, I was holding her so tight, I left my nail marks in her back.
Miss Salinas.
No, I understand. I called him the next day, and I said, Sean, excuse me, he did not call me. My dog is dead. I saw what I had done. I took responsibility for, I realized then what I had done. I took responsibility for what I did. I called Sean and I said, Sean, please excuse my behavior from last night. I would never react that way. These are my little girls. These are my life. Please understand that. And he said, Jennifer, I understand. I would never, expect anything less than that. And he,
Miss Salinas.
To be attacked?
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
doubt that I
what
would
you said.
say
You
anything.
understood, Sean.
I understand somebody being upset
Just
about
a second.
losing the dog.
No, I agree that
But
this
assault, there's
is
no excuse for
unacceptable
assault.
behavior. I do agree with you 100%.
You have photographs of your injuries, sir?
No, I don't actually.
No, of course, because you had no injuries.
How much did you pay for the dog, Miss Salinas?
$1,200.
You have the bill? You purchased the dog in August of 2002?
That's correct. This is for our new dog that we just, I borrowed the money from my parents to
Oh, you purchased a new dog. This is for a new dog that
that's
you
for
purchased.
the new dog.
How much was the dog that was killed?
$1,200.
$1,200.
Yes, ma'am. It's the same amount.
Do you have a receipt
same
for that?
breeder.
I believe that that's probably true. Beautiful animal.
Thank you.
And the plane ticket was how much?
$800.
You have a receipt for that?
Yes.
Can I see it, please?
Since my parents paid for my ticket, I don't have my receipt, but his, which we obviously flew the same flight, so we had a problem getting her copy.
There you go.
These are all the other.
These are all the other receipts.
For what?
For
the rental-car over in Tampa.
No, not to mention the, after Priscilla died, we had her cremated.
Delta Airlines. I have $408.
Right, and for his ticket. And then I don't have a copy of my mother's credit card.
Well, what's $800?
For both of our tickets.
You don't both have to go and get the dog.
Well, it's our dog. We wanted to pick her out together.
Listen, Miss Salinas, he's not paying for you going as a couple.
Fine.
That's $1,600. That's for the dog and your plane ticket. Now, Mr. O'Shea, did you seek medical attention for
No, I
any of your
didn't.
injuries? Did you have any marks as a result of the injury?
I did have bumps on my head, yeah.
I think that you should be compensated for that. I think that Miss Salinas can't say, I was so upset. She's an adult. She's an adult gal. She can't say, I was so upset. I was overcome by the moment, and therefore I am entitled to assault you. She's not entitled to assault you.
Absolutely not. I agree.
Okay. Well, Mr. O'Shea, how much do you think that that assault was worth?
To me, $2,000 seemed fair.
Really? Were you planning on suing her?
No, I wasn't.
Well, then why, from not planning to sue her, to $2,000?
Because when things turned ugly, because I didn't have her arrested because I didn't want to handle it that way. And when I
Right.
found out that I was being sued, I felt I should protect myself to the best of my ability. And I already felt that I'd pretty much let her, I mean, the only person that committed a crime here was her.
That's true. So I think that the airfare that she spent getting her dog is going to be her responsibility. So I'm deducting $400. That's your responsibility, which ordinarily you would have gotten. But the cost of the dog you're going to get. Judgment for the plaintiff, because I'm deducting that amount. So judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,200, which is the cost of a new pet. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He is a liar because when I did call him the next day, I did apologize, and he said, Jen, don't worry about it. I understand.
He's my next-door neighbor, and I really didn't want to cause a really ugly situation.
I just think it's ironic that if he felt he was assaulted, that he filed his countersuit or counterclaim
3 days ago.
We're still neighbors, but I don't think we're going to be too neighborly.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mercado versus Atkinson. Step forward, please.
9/11 dispatcher Dawn Mercado is suing her former live-in boyfriend, mechanic Jeremy Atkinson, for unpaid rent, utility bills, and unpaid loans. Jeremy says she kicked him out because he didn't get along with her 5-year-old son.
Ms. Mercado, you and the defendant were boyfriend and girlfriend, and you lived together for a brief period of time in an apartment that you leased together. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Something happened. Mr. Atkinson decided to leave, according to you. He left, and you want him to be responsible for the remainder of the lease, at least his portion of the remainder of the lease. In addition, you claim that he used your credit card, made certain charges that you want to be reimbursed for.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Atkinson says that you told him to leave the apartment. You actually kicked him out of the apartment, so why should he be responsible for the rent? And that any charges that he made on your credit card, he paid you for in cash. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. When did you move in together?
He moved into my studio apartment with me in the beginning of May, and we moved into our apartment, which we had a signed lease, on June 15th.
So what happened?
We got along very well until my son was diagnosed with having mixed ADHD. Him and my son had some problems.
How old is your son?
5 years old.
What kind of problems was your son having with Mr. Atkinson, or
They-
vice versa?
They argued constantly.
He argued with a 5-year-old?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you arguing with a 5-year-old about?
It's just whenever you'd ask him to do something, he would say he'd do it and then wouldn't go do it. Like clean his room, he wouldn't do that. If you told him to go take a shower, he wouldn't do it. And I just didn't have the patience.
We found that he had a hard time focusing, and that's why he was diagnosed. He went through several psychologists, psychiatrists, family doctors. He's now on medication, and he sees a psychiatrist anywhere from 3 to 4 times a month. He is having a lot of improvement, and he had made the comment to my mom and dad that he thought Mr. Atkinson was a monster and that he was afraid to leave with him. I explained to Mr. Atkinson that I was not going to choose between him and my son, that my son was my priority, and that we had several disagreements about that. And it just led to problems between that and financial problems. And I never kicked Mr. Atkinson out. I told him I could no longer support him and that he was welcome to leave.
You said a couple of things that were pretty smart. You said, A, I wasn't going to choose between him and my 5-year-old. That's a no contest. You have to go. I am not finding that by your saying to him, there's the door, he did not take that as, I better get out of here or there's going to be difficulty. He says you threw him out. I think that that's what happened. Whatever, he's not going to pay the rent. Now let's hear about the credit card.
On several occasions, Mr. Atkinson asked to borrow money with the intention that he would pay me back.
Yes, it's true, Your Honor, but the majority of the time, money was reimbursed on my payday in the form of cash, or if I did any side work, she got the money from it.
Is that true?
He would give me cash for some of it, ma'am, but these are the things that he has not reimbursed me for.
Did you keep a running log of how much he spent and how much he reimbursed you when he paid you in cash?
No, ma'am.
Then I'm not getting involved. There is absolutely no way of you determining, at least for me, how much he owes you in the months that he lived there when you had this rather fluid financial arrangement. It's over. You made a mistake. Put a period. Move on. Your parents live close by?
About 30 minutes away, ma'am.
Do they help you?
As when they can.
Good. You have another few months to pay this rent. You going to stay in the apartment or not?
Yes, ma'am. I cannot get out of the lease.
Good. That's what I think you should do. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. Yeah, this is case number 425 on the calendar in the matter of Hauenstein versus Hauenstein. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Ms. Hauenstein, the defendant is your stepdaughter.
Correct.
Is your husband here today?
Yes, he is.
How long have you been married?
April 2002.
According to your claim, your stepdaughter assaulted you in a bar.
Right.
She said that she was merely defending herself and you hit her first. Is that right?
No, she hit me first, and then I spilled beer on her first, and then she hit me.
She hit you first?
Yeah.
You were retaliating?
Yeah.
How long did you know her father before you married?
About 3 years.
Did you get along with the daughter?
She's the one that introduced us.
Really?
Yes.
Well, at what point did the friendship with her become a negative?
Probably right after we got married. She realized that money was going to stop, that Dad was going to stop bailing her out, and that was my fault. So shortly after we were married.
When was this alleged assault?
October 26th.
Tell me about it.
I had gone to a bar in another town with my friend Glee. We got there about 9 o'clock. Approximately 9:30, the defendant and a girlfriend walked in. All night long, they proceeded to flip me off and very immature and childish. About 11:30, I told my friend she had a cell phone. I said, go call my husband, tell him I'm ready to go home. She comes back from the restroom. She said, he'll be here in about a half an hour. About 20 minutes later, the DJ announces that they're starting the big contest. We had no idea what it was even involving. By this time, people are standing. I can't see anything. My friend Glee stands up. They start the contest. She comes down and she said, oh my gosh. And I said, what? She said, your stepdaughter was just on the dance floor, totally naked. And I said, excuse me? By this time, I feel a tap on my shoulder and my husband's standing there. He asked me what was going on. I said, I don't know, I didn't see, but Glee just told me that Christina was naked on the dance floor. Well, the contest proceeds.
What kind of contest was it?
It was a
temporary tattoo contest.
Go ahead.
So she comes back, she won the contest for a t-shirt, looks over her shoulder, sees her dad standing there. She looks at her friend, she starts to giggle, and she says, oh, my dad's here. So she comes running over to talk to him, and he put his hands up like this. And she's, Dad, Dad, and he put his hands up like this, and he said, you know, Christina, you made me really proud tonight. And she snapped. She lost it. She was screaming at him. F you, I hate you, you're worthless. And then she went through everybody that was with us. And F you, and F you, and F you. And I stood up, I put my coat on, I said, you've drawn enough attention to yourself. I'm taking my husband, we're leaving. I went to take a drink of my beer. She smashed my hand, the beer went all over me, the floor, everyone. I went to throw my beer back at her. The glass fell off the front of my hand. She claims it hit her in the chin. Turned around to walk out, picked up half a pitcher of beer and slammed it, hit me in the right here in the head, and we left.
Do you have any medical records?
I do.
Let's see them, please.
Yeah, pictures, ma'am.
I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at Best Buy. I'm a laborer, and I work part-time as a bartender.
How old are you?
24.
Who do you live with?
Myself.
What time did you get to the bar on the evening of the 26th of October?
It was probably after 10.
Did you come there directly that evening from home?
I stopped up at the bar that I worked at and met Jack up there, and then we went out there.
Was there a contest that night at the bar?
Yes, there was.
Was it a contest where you had any part of your clothes off? The answer is either yes or no. It's very easy to find out. All I have to do is call the bar. The answer is yes or no.
Yes, I had my clothes off.
Would it be a fair statement that in order to get what appears to be, you know, a reasonably intelligent young woman on bar dance floor, have her take her clothes off, she would have had to be a little bit drunk?
Yes, I was.
That would be a fair statement?
Yes, I was.
Had you ever done that before?
No.
Would it be a fair statement that when you saw your father there, that you were a little embarrassed?
No, I didn't even know he was there.
I said when you saw your father there.
No, I wasn't embarrassed.
Not at all?
No.
Then you would have had to have been really drunk.
No, because it has nothing to do with him. It's me, not him. So I'm not embarrassed by it. I did what I did. I can't take it back.
But you wouldn't have done it if you weren't drunk?
Probably not.
Your stepmother was injured as a result of you hitting her on the back of the head with a pitcher. And it's clear to me that you started it.
Somewhat, yes.
Because even according to you, you spilled beer on her by tapping her glass.
I didn't tap her glass. I picked someone's beer up off the bar and threw it on her. I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
There was
even worse.
But
even worse.
It was just the beer. I didn't throw the glass at her.
Even worse. I don't care what it is. You started it. And according to these photographs and the medical records, you finished it. And if you can't control your liquor, don't drink. Period. Because if you think that most normal people would say that a 24-year-old intelligent young lady who is self-supporting, works 2 jobs, lives by herself, whether that it's reasonable and normal behavior for her to get up in front of a whole bunch of strangers and take her clothes off is normal behavior. I'm telling you it is not. Not normal behavior, is it?
Not in my book.
Not in mine either.
Coming up on Judge Judy, Melanie Howenstein says stepdaughter Christina Howenstein assaulted her in the middle of a nightclub. Melanie says Christina was so drunk she got naked on stage.
What kind of problem do you have with her?
I've really never had a problem with her. We got along fine. Then we've been having a shaky relationship for 3 years since they've known each other.
Why?
I don't have any idea. I have no clue whatsoever. We got along for 10 months. I was happy that they got married. I don't care that they're married. That's their life. I have nothing to do with it. I don't want them divorced. My father said they were going to get divorced because of this whole situation, and I told him not to because I don't live there. It has nothing to do with me.
Good. Perfect.
No problems, but I don't know. This whole thing has been building up and building up. Like her birthday, she accused my dad of sleeping with my best friend, and I said something to her about it because she does it all the time. And I guess that irritated her because she dragged me outside with her and my dad and told me that my dad called me a worthless, good-for-nothing person. That's why they want to have another kid. So
that's why they what?
They want to have a kid together. So that's why they want to have another kid, is to make up for me being a bad seed. So.
Well, that's a ridiculous statement. Listen, try to get along with each other. Life is very short. If you're not best friends with your stepmother, be cordial with your stepmother. Where is your biological mother?
Not in the picture.
Not for a long time. So you have no contact with her?
I see her probably 3 times a year, if that.
Okay, you had more of a relationship with your father?
Yes.
Well, don't throw that away. In any event, you're responsible for these medical bills that she had to pay because you started this argument physically, you ended it physically. She was injured. Medical records are clear. You owe $941. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step
It
out.
was just a temporary tattoo contest. Just no big deal. Just me out having fun doing what I like to do.
There was problems long before I was involved, and she needs someone to blame it on, and I guess I'm the easy target.
My father and I do not talk anymore.
Even if I'm not involved, I think he needs to have a relationship with his daughter.
I want nothing to do with her. I'm not going to talk to him because it'll get back to her about me saying stuff, and it's all going to get twisted around like it has been in the past, so I'm not even going to bother.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lovell versus Carson. Step forward, please.
Attorney Warner Lovell is suing his former client, 27-year-old ticketing agent Diane Michelle Carson, for failure to pay for services in a custody battle. Michelle says she never hired him.
Mr. Lovell, you are an attorney.
That is correct.
And it is your claim that the defendant retained you in a custody proceeding to represent her and that she has an outstanding bill that you wanted to pay.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Carson says that she never retained you, that her mother, if anyone, retained you in this custody proceeding, and aside from that, you failed to show up in court on the day of the hearing. Is that your defense?
Yes.
I gather, Ms. Carson, that this whole case started with a custody proceeding involving your former husband some 6 or 7 years ago.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you have 2 small children.
Yes.
According to what I read in your answer, you lost custody to your husband.
Yes.
And your husband remarried. And recently he was dispatched to go into active duty, leaving the 2 children with their stepmother. And it was your desire to regain custody of the children, even temporarily, while their father was in the active military, rather than leaving them with their stepmother. That's what the lawsuit was about.
Yes.
And now, Mr. Lovell, I would like you to tell me when Miss Carson came to see you, how she was referred to you. I'd like to see the retainer agreement that she signed.
Your Honor, she came to me on or about June 18, 2002, the same date that she signed this agreement. Actually, she didn't come into my office. I gave the agreement to my secretary, one of my witnesses here, Diane Galloway, who is the mother of the defendant.
Okay, hold on a second. You took this retainer agreement, which I want to read for a second, and you gave it to your witness, who happens to be the defendant's mother.
Right, but Your Honor...
When it was returned to you, was it returned signed?
Yes.
So your conversations were primarily with her mother, who was your secretary?
That's correct.
Did you sign a retainer agreement with the plaintiff in June?
No, I did not.
Step up, please. Ms. Galloway, you worked for the plaintiff?
Yes.
For how long?
5 years.
Prior to the 18th of June, 2002, did you discuss with the plaintiff your daughter's predicament with regard to her 2 children?
Yes.
When had your daughter first contacted you and told you that the children were going to be with their stepmother?
She didn't contact me. I just knew.
How did you know?
Because I correspond with their father and the stepmother.
When you found out about it, what did you do?
I encouraged her to try to get temporary custody of them.
When did you speak to him?
June the 18th.
Are you telling me that prior to June the 18th you never spoke to him about the situation?
Not as far as in a professional manner, just as far as in corresponding, I would come in kind of depressed or upset or something and, share with him the situation.
Now, in June is when you had the first formal conversation with him, is that right?
That's correct.
And was it at that time that he gave you this retainer agreement?
Yes.
And what did you do with the retainer agreement?
I signed it, and then Michelle signed it.
Where was she when she signed it?
In my kitchen, in my house.
On what date?
September, I'm going to say probably around 21st, 22nd.
Your Honor, ma'am. I don't want you to speak.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Attorney Warner Lovell says former client Michelle Carson owes for his services involving custody. Michelle says Mr. Lovell was hired by her mother, so she should pay.
Why is it that your daughter didn't sign the retainer agreement until September?
Because the proceedings, the way they were going, we thought we were going to have to, get attorney fees from the defendant. And I couldn't do that because I was not a party to the litigation. So I told her, in order to get attorney fees, you're the party, I'm not, you need to sign this.
Now, when was the hearing in this case?
First one I was involved in was scheduled for June 28, 2002, but we went in a day early, the 27th, at mutual agreement.
Mr. Lovell, between June 18th and September, how many court appearances did you make?
I made that one.
And then?
There was another lawyer involved for the defendant here, and the defendant and her mother wanted someone with more experience. I have 32 years experience.
Shh, Mr. Lovell. Who told you that?
Diane Galloway, my witness, told me they wanted someone more experienced. I then communicated with the defendant about this, and I sent her letters. She never responded to one of the letters and indicated
what was the date. What was the date of the letter, sir?
It was September 23rd. Was to her lawyer, my co-counsel, pointing out.
No, Mr. Lovell. Mr. Lovell, sir. Let me explain to you where I'm going, and you know
September 23 is the short
You
answer.
know exactly where I'm going, Mr. Lovell.
Right.
Between June 18th and some date in September that your witness is not sure of, the defendant did not retain you. She retained you.
I disagree with that assessment.
Well, I'm telling you, you may disagree with it, but since I am the final arbiter of what's going on here, you have to accept that, sir. Now, you are suing for work that was done between June and September. I think that your secretary wanted some help with a custody case that she thought was a good idea initially in April. She told her daughter that she thought her daughter should pursue this custody case as opposed to the stepmother. Her daughter retained her own attorney. She signed a retainer agreement with you in June. She did not sign it until September. And all I'm asking you now, sir, is to fill in the blanks for me when you had correspondence with the defendant. Show me.
The first letter I had with her was the 23rd of September. Here's a copy of the letter. I had another one on October 8th. But prior to these letters, I had telephone communications with her, Judge. Your Honor, and she recognized me as her counsel.
Don't tell me she recognized you as her counsel, sir. I don't see that she recognized you as her counsel. You don't have a retainer agreement signed by her until September. And in September, you started sending her letters that you wanted your money. She says, you're not my lawyer. I mean, I'm not asking her any questions. I'm just looking at your paperwork, sir, and listening to your witness.
From August 6th to October 7th, Diane Galloway was out of my office with a wrist injury and surgery. So I was having to communicate some with the defendant directly. She recognized me as her lawyer. And
did you recognize him as your lawyer?
I never spoke with him. It was always through my mom. My mom would tell me something. I never spoke with this gentleman on the telephone except for one time, and it was a no charge on the billing statement. All of this other billing is conversation with Diane Galloway, conversation with Diane Galloway.
See it, please?
All of the bills.
Can I see it, please? How much did you pay your attorney?
My attorney? $2,000.
What happened with the case?
I lost.
Who paid you your retainer on June 18th?
Diane Galloway paid a $500 retainer on that time. I have a copy of the check she's given.
I believe you.
Okay.
Am I correct that in your statement to this defendant, dated 7/1/02 for the month of June, that when you refer to conference with client, you are referring to Miss Galloway?
Some of those were with Miss Galloway. I had a conversation or two with each one.
Listen to me, sir. You don't say clients. You say client. Did you have a conference with Miss Carson on 6/18? The answer is either yes or no.
No.
So if you did not have a conference, Mr. Lovell, with Miss Carson on June 18th, the conference with client that you are referring to in your billing statement has to be Miss Galloway. Is that correct?
Yes, but may I explain?
No. On June 19th, did you have a conference with Miss Carson?
Not in person.
Are you telling me, sir, that you had a conference on the telephone with Miss Carson and you had a conference with Miss Galloway as well?
No. The defendant worked for American Airlines, and I couldn't reach her by phone during the day. When I would call, I usually would not get a response. If she had to come into my office, she would lose pay. Therefore, I would communicate to her through Diane Galloway.
Mr. Lovell, I'm not going to prolong this torture anymore, sir. You do not have a case against Miss Carson, and you know it. Case dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 350 on the calendar in the matter of Armendariz versus Rodriguez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Mr. Armendariz, the defendant was married to your father, who died in jail recently.
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you married?
14 years.
According to both of you, your father and your husband was a very difficult man. According to both of you, he had a drug problem, he had a bad temper problem, and at the time of his death,
Your Honor.
Listen to me, at the time of his death, you were separated.
Yes, ma'am.
And I also gather from reading the papers that there had been an altercation involving you and your husband, for which he was arrested. Was he taken into custody?
He was taken into custody, but they had taken him to a hospital for evaluation.
So he had problems. It is your claim, sir, that the defendant took a car that belonged to your father that he willed to you.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that after the will was drafted, he gave her power of attorney over the car, and it was her car to sell and dispose of. She further says that you came into the home at some point when your father was either hospitalized or shortly after his death, and sold or took all of the property in the house, property that was their property during the 14 years that they were married.
No, ma'am.
So, shh, that's her counterclaim.
Okay.
Now, let me understand the circumstances surrounding your father's death. I believe that you moved in to take care of your father after he was released from psychiatric hospital.
I picked him up from the hospital, Your Honor.
Try to pay attention to the broader picture, sir.
Okay.
You were living with him. There was fight. He became abusive, and he was hospitalized.
Yes, ma'am.
He left the hospital, and you went to live with him.
Yes, ma'am.
When was that?
June 1st, 2002.
Now, up until 2002, you had been living with him as husband and wife. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When was he taken to the hospital?
In June.
In June?
Yes, ma'am.
June comes, there's major altercation. He's taken off to the hospital. When he's released, you go to live with your father.
Yes, he needed medical attention, medical help with his medicine. She had left my father.
Sure, I didn't ask you anything else.
Okay.
And then there came a time that your father stabbed you in the head.
Yes.
When was that?
That was July the 12th.
So a short period of time after they decided that he wasn't crazy and that he could leave the hospital, he stabs his son in his head, right?
He was using crack cocaine, Your Honor.
Ooh, right. Crack cocaine, drugs, not balanced, stabs you in the head. The police are called, he's arrested, and he's taken to jail.
Yes.
When did he die?
August 27th.
Where was he when he died?
He was in jail.
What did he die from?
I don't know exactly, but he had pulmonary heart disease and cirrhosis of the liver.
Sounds like he was some problem over a long period of time.
Yes, he was, and we tried to help him, Your Honor.
Where do you live?
In Dallas.
Where did he live?
Dallas.
Did you live with your husband continuously, Mrs. Rodriguez, during the 14 years that you were married up until June of 2002?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I'd like to see a copy of your father's will, and I want to see a copy of the power of attorney that his wife says was executed after the will was executed. The date on this was changed, madam.
Yes, ma'am, it was, because I was very confused at the time. He signed it, and I dated it, and I couldn't quite remember when I visited him in jail, because that was signed when he was in jail. He also...
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
This is invalid. Take it and throw it away. Line your garbage can with it. There was a date on there, but it was changed.
Yeah, I did that.
Well,
I did.
then it's invalid.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what you did was you went and got an affidavit of heirship for a car.
Yes, ma'am.
Saying that your husband died without a will.
Yes.
But he didn't die without a will. He had a will.
At that time, I didn't know he had a will, ma'am.
Then you were mistaken. He has a will.
I know now he had one.
And I sure think you probably knew September 12th, 2002. When did you tell your stepmother that he had a will?
I believe July 14th.
July the 14th, I gave her a copy of the will that I had.
Oh, you did? Where were you when you gave her a copy of the will?
At my house. And she came over and picked it up.
So that you knew, Mrs. Rodriguez, that he had a will?
Then I did, yes, ma'am.
Well, you signed this in September.
Okay.
So, you knew in September, when you signed this, and swore to the fact that there was no will, that there was a will, and that the will gave the car to your son. Therefore, where is the car?
The car is in my possession.
Car is going to him. Easy. That's easy. So now we've taken care of the car. Do you understand?
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yeah, sure.
When my husband was in jail, I went to go see him. And he told me then, he says, I don't want Tommy to have the car.
That's unfortunate. All I'm telling you is...
And to Your Honor...
listen to me. Listen to me carefully. He gets the car because that's what the law says. Where's the title to the car?
I have it, but it's not in my name. I've sold the car.
You sold... Just a second. Let me see the title to the car. Who did you sell the car to?
The original. We have the original.
Who did you sell the car to, Mrs. Rodriguez?
Robert.
When did you sell the car?
I sold the car approximately...
Your Honor, that's who she lives with.
I sold the car after I found out all this was going on because Tommy had went and sold my items in my house.
Just a second.
That's a lie,
Well,
Your
we're going to
Honor.
get to that in a second.
Yes, ma'am.
You're slick. You're being slick, and I don't like it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Tommy Almendarez says his stepmother owes for the value of a 1990 Beretta. Tommy says the car was left to him after his father died in jail.
Okay. Now, I don't know whether he did the wrong thing by selling the items in your house, and maybe you both deserve each other. But this is playing slick. This Robert is the person you live with?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't ask you anything. Is this the person you live with?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a lot of baloney, just like the other piece of paper that you gave me that was doctored up. I didn't ask you anything. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I don't want you to say anything else till I ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
What items do you claim that he sold that belonged to you and your husband?
Oh, Lord.
Everything.
Everything that I've accumulated in the past
Mr.
14
Armendariz,
years.
did you sell anything or dispose of any property that was in your father's house? Now, you make sure that I hear the truth, everything.
My father sold some of his stuff in the garage sale, and some of the stuff is still in the house right here. I've got pictures of it.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you whether you or anyone acting on your behalf disposed of any property in the house.
No, ma'am.
Nothing.
Nothing. I've got pictures, Your Honor.
Let me see.
Of everything she left in the house.
What was the date?
And all this stuff is still there?
15th.
Yes, ma'am. It's all there.
It's all there.
Show this to the defendant, please.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
No, I want you to look. I want you to follow my directions.
Yes, ma'am.
That stuff is still in the house. Do you want that stuff?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to have it, but there's still some stuff that's not there.
What?
I have 2 more blue recliners.
Do you have any evidence that he disposed of them rather than your husband disposing them?
I know they were in the house when I last went in there. I have a police report where he called the police on me.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about from
Because
the
he's having a
time you
garage
left.
sale.
Listen to me. From the time you left till the time your husband was taken to jail, there was a period of time there that he could have disposed of certain property.
Yes.
Now, do you have any proof that he disposed of those 2 recliners that you're looking for and not your husband?
I don't have the proof of that.
Okay,
no,
so we have no proof of that. What else is missing other than the 2 blue recliners?
An entertainment center, which is not in the picture.
Do you know
Your
anything
Honor,
about
my father sold that in the garage sale.
when?
I'm not sure on the date.
It was 5:15 is when we picked him up from Parkland. It was a week later.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I also had 2 25-inch color TVs.
Where are those?
My father sold that in the garage sale. He was making room for us to move some of our furniture in the house. So
Why would he sell television sets?
He had a television in each of his rooms.
Well, where are the television sets that are there, sir?
He sold them.
He sold them.
No, listen to me. I have a feeling people do deserve each other. If your father had televisions in each room in the house, and I look at those pictures, and I don't see any television sets in those pictures.
There is one television in the house. I forgot to take a picture of it, Your Honor.
I think you're a hustler. I think you're a hustler, too.
Your Honor, the television's there at the house. She
No.
can come and
You
get it.
said to me, listen to me. You said to me These are the things that are in the house. And all of a sudden, you leave out certain electronic equipment.
One television, Your Honor.
No, I don't believe one television. I don't believe that your father would sell all the televisions and leave one television.
I had televisions myself, Your Honor, when I moved in.
And how many televisions were there? No, don't speak. Look, talk to me.
About 3 or 4.
If you say another word, madam,
There
under
was
your
about
breath, you're
3
leaving. Do you
televisions.
understand? Unless I ask you a question.
I think he had about 3 televisions in there, but he did sell them in a garage sale.
I don't believe you. Okay. What's next?
Yes, ma'am. I had a Queen Anne Victorian couch. That's not in the picture?
Couch.
My father sold it, Your Honor. We had furniture, too. He wanted to get rid of his old furniture to make room for our furniture so we'd have a place to put it.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Who are you?
This is my daughter.
Does she have any information about when these items were sold?
Yes, ma'am. And
Step up.
She also has... Okay.
Your last name?
Lamb.
Go ahead.
The Queen Anne Victorian couch would not have been sold by my stepfather for the simple fact it was an heirloom. He treasured that as much as my mother did. There are many items on this list that my father, my stepfather, who to me was my father, that were important to him. There are some things on here that he wouldn't have sold, especially...
Well, I don't know that. Is that what you want to tell me? Sit down. Sit. Okay. This is so easy. Very, very easy. She's a hustler. She had no right to do what she did with your car. The car really should have been yours. Right now, there is a third person who has a title in that car, and I'm not getting involved with it. I might have, under ordinary circumstances, gotten involved with it, but I think that you sold some property. Either sold, kept, moved into your house that belonged to your father, and that you felt as if you were perfectly entitled, since she left, to dispose of and use the property any way you deemed fit.
Your Honor,
I believe that that's what you did. You are not going to convince me that you didn't either take or sell those television sets. And I don't know whether he was attached to a couch or not. Mr. Armendariz, unfortunately, you don't get your car. And unfortunately, you have a counterclaim. And your counterclaim is for property.
Yes, ma'am.
Property that you thought was yours. I hope you got a good price for the car, because you'll have to go and replace some of the items with the money that you got from selling him the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's been pretty hard.
It would have all worked out if he would just let me have my stuff.
She left him. She didn't care about his medical problems.
I'm glad it's over with, because it's been torturing me for a long time.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hamilton versus Meisha. Step forward, please.
24-year-old truck parts assistant Denise Hamilton is suing her ex-boyfriend, 24-year-old waste management supervisor Mark Meisha, for a series of unpaid loans.
Miss Hamilton, the defendant is your former boyfriend, and it is your claim that you made 2 loans to him. He's no longer your boyfriend. You want the money back.
Yes.
When was the first loan, and what was it for?
It was for his car insurance. He had gotten behind, and I'd recently gotten a credit card, so I told him I would loan him the money. The agreement was he was going to pay me back in full by the time the date came for the bill.
Okay, how much was that?
$471.
Okay, let's deal with one loan at a time. Did she put your insurance bill on her credit card?
Yes.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding her putting your insurance on her credit card.
Well, at first it was to pay it back, but then we purchased a car for her. And
who purchased a car for her?
Both of us. And they asked for $800 more to put down on the car, so I paid the $800 as it was due.
You mean a down payment?
Yes, she put $1,000 on it, and then they wanted $1,800, so I put the extra $800 on it.
Is that right?
That's incorrect.
Okay.
That was what was supposed to happen. They wanted $160 a week until we got through with the $800, and then the regular car payments would start. So the first week, he got paid on a Friday, came home, said, "Oh God, I don't know why I said I could do this. I don't think I have the $160. So I maxed out my other credit card. I paid $100. He gave me $60 for it.
What happened the next week?
He paid it the next week.
They paid $160 the next week?
Yes.
And what about the third week?
He paid it the third week.
Third week he paid $160. What about the fourth week?
Yes.
That means so far he paid $540 towards the car.
Yes.
Okay, now who has the car?
I have the car because I'm a co-signer.
So you have the car?
Yes.
Now, you say that this $471, the loan was sort of forgiven because you put in far more than $471 towards her car.
Correct.
Well, how do you respond to that?
We had signed the paperwork. He said, I can do this. I can put the down payment on the car. I said, fine. And I was going to tell him, you know, I understand that you're not going to have the $471 by the time the credit card is due.
Darn right. Yeah.
So I was going to say, you can just make like the minimum payment or whatever. And
I don't care what you were going to say.
Well, he told me.
What did you say?
He said, you know, now I don't have the money for this, so I can't pay it.
Fine. That's reasonable. So then you shouldn't have bought the car.
He wasn't
Miss
going to have
Hamilton, what are you complaining about? You came out ahead. So what are you complaining about?
Well,
You have a car.
Yes.
He paid a piece of that car. He has no use of that car. You loaned him because he didn't have it, $471, and he loaned you a hell of a lot more than that because you didn't have money. Come on, so far I'm unsympathetic towards your plight, Miss Hamilton. What's next that you gave him money for?
I loaned him $1,300.
For what and when?
It was in August 15th. He was supposed to go put a down payment on an apartment for me, him, and his best friend, and basically just took off with it. And I had to go looking for him, ask him what happened to the money, ask him why we didn't have an apartment.
Okay, go. $1,300.
Okay, she
Look
signed,
at me.
Sorry, she signed the check over.
What check?
It was a check for $1,300. But the agreement was, like she said, it was to make, you know, payments for the apartment. And when I got out there, we basically started going astray, and I needed a place to stay, and I just used the money to get a place to stay.
So you owe her the $1,300.
Well, I don't feel, you know, I don't feel that I should owe money for money that was supposed to be put up, and then all of a sudden we sat down and said, okay, it's not making out.
What kind of double talk is that? Okay. Sometimes you have to say, I owe her the money. I did the wrong thing.
But I have.
You took $1,300 from her in August,
Right, but
and then
never
you
once
took off.
did she ever say it was a loan for one.
It was to be used for the down payment on an apartment. It may have been used as a down payment on an apartment, but only for you. And the original intent was for it to be used as a down payment on an apartment for both of you. Therefore, if you weren't using the money for a purpose for which it was given to you, you must give it back.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yes, I'd give it back.
Perfect!
I'd only half of it anyway.
What?
From what I understand, from what I've been told, it was part of it was a loan, and I'd only owe half of it anyway.
Now we have a different story, so explain that to me.
I'm not exactly sure on the whole detail. It was lent basically on her, and both of us owed it. As soon as she would have gotten the apartment, I would have had to pay it anyway.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,300, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 345 on the calendar in the matter of Adams versus Contreras Asensio. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Miss Adams, on what date did this accident happen?
December 16th.
What time?
Approximately 10:15 p.m.
What kind of a car were you driving?
A 93 Saturn.
According to your complaint, the defendant's dog ran out into the middle of the road. Your car hit the dog. A lot of damage was caused to your car you want the defendants to pay for.
Yes, ma'am.
Unfortunately, the dog was killed, not immediately, after the dog was hit by your car, and they say that you were probably going too fast. They are counterclaiming for the pain and suffering that they felt when their dog died and for the value of the dog. What kind of a street is this?
It's a residential. It's a very narrow residential street.
Do you live in that neighborhood?
No.
What were you doing there?
I had taken some paperwork to my friend that lives around the corner from them.
Is there lighting in the streets?
It's not a lot of lighting, no. It's not as bright as like a busy street.
Tell me what happened.
I had left my friend's house. I pulled around the corner, and it was approximately 6 houses down. This dog ran out in front of me. I don't even think I had a chance to hit my brakes when I hit it. It ran between two cars, and I was there.
Were there cars parked on the side of the street?
Oh, yeah. It's a very busy street. It's a tight street.
So there were cars parked, and the dog ran out in between the cars?
Yes.
What was your dog doing out without a leash?
I wasn't there at the time, but...
Okay, so you don't know. Who was, who was there?
Well, my neighbor, my guest neighbor, he was there. He saw everything what happened.
Just a second.
Sorry.
Were you there?
No.
Well, who was there?
My witness, him.
I was right there.
Tell me what your name is.
My name is Gerardo Cruz.
Mr. Cruz, were you taking care of the dog?
No, I had got it was in 10:15 p.m. Excuse me.
You answer my questions.
Okay.
First, put your hands down. Were you taking care of the dog?
Yes, I was.
You just told me no. Were you taking care of the dog, or were you not taking care of the dog?
Yes, I was taking care of the dog.
Okay. What was the dog doing without a leash?
Well, he followed me out to the street. It was approximately 4:50, between 4:30 and 5 o'clock when that lady
I don't care
ran
what
over the
time
dog.
it was. First of all, what kind of dog is this?
It's a Rottweiler.
So it's a big dog.
Yeah. Yes.
What was this big dog doing in your care without a leash?
Had gone out to the street.
For what?
To get a football across the street.
You went out to go get a football across the street.
Yes.
And?
And I picked it up, and the dog followed me accidentally. I guess out to the street. And I was talking to my elderly neighbor that lives right in front of my house when I saw the dog coming towards me, so I told him, go back. So he was going back. Approximately, the car was coming 40 to 50 miles per hour when the impact.
Sit down. Did you leave him in charge of your house?
He's my guest house.
He lives
in my house. Like I got a guest home.
He lives in the back of our house,
my house.
in our guest home.
So he was in charge of your dog?
Well, we're not there at the moment.
At the time, he was the only one that was there and seen everything with my neighbor.
Let me hear. Listen to me. When you weren't home, where did you put your dog?
On the backyard.
And his house is in the backyard?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if he goes out and the dog is not chained or anything, he's just in the backyard?
Yes.
He let the dog out?
Yeah.
He let the dog out?
Yeah.
So, what do you want from her? You got a big Rottweiler. He walks out to get a football, goes across the streets talking to somebody. He's not paying attention. He doesn't know whether he's a foot or horseback. He lets your big dog come out, and your dog gets hit by a car.
How come she drives 45 or 50 miles per hour?
You weren't, madam, let me explain something to you. You weren't there. You weren't there. It's his fault, not her fault. It's his fault. And if he made up a story that the car was speeding, that just to make himself feel better because of his negligence, the dog got out of the backyard and the dog got hit. Dogs are stupid. They're not smart. Dog doesn't say, oh, I could get hit by a car if I ran out between these two cars. It sees somebody that they knew walking out, followed him. He doesn't turn around before he crosses the street and say, oh, I left the gate open. The dog followed me out. I better go put the dog back inside or get a leash. No, 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 no. He goes over to talk to a neighbor, right? Very smart, very intelligent. Let me see the damage to the car, please.
Here's the estimate. I already paid for that. That's been paid for the radiator.
What did you do after the dog came in contact with your car?
After I hit the dog, I got out to see if the dog was okay, and the dog got up and took off running. So I asked him to stay with the car, and I followed the dog. Well, the dog jumped into a yard, and there was a gentleman, nobody here, but there was a gentleman standing in the front yard that didn't speak Spanish. And I said, is somebody here?
Didn't speak English.
I mean, I'm sorry, only spoke Spanish. Didn't speak English. And a little girl ran in the house and asked some lady to come out who spoke English. So I said, is that your dog? And she said, yes. I said, well, I just hit it, and I said, I've got damage to my new car, and I said, I'd like to have it taken care of. At which point, she said, okay. We walked over. She looked at my car, and she said, that's not my dog. That belongs to my father-in-law. I said, okay. So I said, can I have his number? They gave me a business card, and I said, okay. They said, call tomorrow. So I called the next morning. He wasn't there. So I called for several days, and finally I went over there, and I spoke to this gentleman right here, and he threatened me with bodily injury.
My God.
Me and my household.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
Your Honor, that's a lie.
Your Honor, I had a witness. I had a witness that's in the hospital.
Listen to me. I'm going to give you a chance to respond. So I don't want you. Pay careful attention where you are. You're in a courtroom. You're not outside. She's going to testify. Then you're going to have a chance to rebut what she says. All right?
I had a witness. He's in the hospital. He
I'm not interested in seeing
And then here's a letter from my mother that I was on a speakerphone.
I'm not interested in a letter from your mother.
Okay. They just threatened me over the phone, too. At which point, my mom's very ill, and I can't put my mom through that, so we moved.
Damages are about $3,000 to the car. It was done?
I also missed a hospital appointment 2 days later because my car was out of commission that I was supposed to have a
Should have
surgery.
taken a cab. Don't be ridiculous.
It's in Hawthorne.
Don't.
I'm
listen
disabled.
to me.
I have no money.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Don't pad it.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Ellen Adams says Alex Contreras and his mother Ana Maria Asensio owe for damage to her car when she ran over their dog. Alex and his mom say Helen was driving too fast.
I don't think that you were going 50 or 60 miles an hour down that street. I think that he said that just to make himself feel a little bit better because he's really responsible for the dog getting killed. Put your hand down.
I was going to say so.
I'm not interested. If I were interested, I know what it means. I didn't think you had to go to the
but
bathroom,
you're saying
sir.
He's lying. I was there
Listen
too.
to
I'm
me,
in the
sir.
same neighborhood.
Listen to me, sir. It's his fault that the dog got killed. He left the gate open and allowed the dog to get out. If he were careful and left his house and closed the gate, then the dog wouldn't have had an opportunity to run out between two parked cars and get killed. It's his fault.
Their dog jumps the fence.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's not what he said happened.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm just curious about something. The dog got back to your house. Did you take the dog to the vet?
Yeah, it was too late. So we had called sanitation, animal control, and by the time it was, I don't know, by the time, I wasn't there, man, to tell you the truth, but no, I got there 4 or 5 days later, because she was...
Got there 4 or 5 days later?
Because she was...
Shh, quiet. When you realized the dog had been hit, did you call a vet immediately?
No.
What time did you get home?
Around 10.
Around 10 o'clock at night. Where was the dog?
He was over there bleeding.
So according to this gentleman, this happened 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The dog was still alive when you came home at 10 o'clock. That's what you said.
Bleeding.
Yeah, of course, bleeding from 4 o'clock in the afternoon, according to this genius.
To tell you the truth, I don't know if he was dead now because I don't take care of the dog. Only my son, and you know them, because I don't...
Pay careful attention to me. He testified that this happened at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He walked out of the yard, leaving the door open. The dog came out, the dog got hit, right? The dog is bleeding. Genius over here doesn't call the vet immediately, doesn't call a hospital immediately to take the dog over. He lets the dog bleed to death for 6 hours. I mean, this is somebody...
I know,
I mean, do you have children?
Yes, I do.
Don't let him take care of your children.
No, my children, I take care of
No,
them.
don't let him take care of
No,
your
no.
children. Good.
I'm
Judgment for
not
the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
The problem was the dog was big. If I'd have been going faster, it would have busted my windshield because he came up on my hood.
She got up, oh, whose F dog is this? Who's F the F owner? Who's this? Who's that? Come on.
They said, no problem, we'll take care of it. And then they just, all of a sudden, everything changed after they saw the damage done to my car.
She knows she's lying. Obviously, she's lying.
They threatened me with bodily injury to me and my household.
She said I threatened her. That's the first lie. If anything, she threatened me.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Stewart versus Cobb. Step forward, please.
Store manager Sandra Stewart is suing dietary aide Lynn Cobb for damaging her rental truck when she beat it with a stick. Lynn says she caught Sandra with her boyfriend.
All right, Miss Stewart, one evening you were sitting in a truck that you had rented. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning?
After 3.
And you were sitting in your truck with the handsome and affable Bruce, who happened to, at that time, have been her boyfriend.
Correct.
You didn't know her.
No.
And according to your complaint, Miss Cobb is out looking for Bruce and finds you and Bruce sitting in your rental truck.
Correct.
And proceeds to go ballistic on your truck.
Correct.
Hitting it with a stick and causing a whole bunch of damage for which you are responsible to the rental company, and they are billing you some $624. And you want Miss Cobb to pay.
Correct.
Miss Cobb says she didn't hit your truck, she just hit you. So tell me when this was and what you were doing sitting with the handsome and affable and I see absent Bruce.
Right. It happened on August the 31st of this year at my job. I was working for the Star and Press. My position was a field rep. I come in at 1 a.m., Bruce comes in at 3 a.m.
So you're like a dispatcher of newspapers?
Correct.
Okay, so go ahead.
Bruce comes in about 3:15. 5 or 6 minutes after Bruce was in the truck with me, we hear this little noisy car. A couple seconds later, this automobile pulls up in the tunnel, because we're in the tunnel. She jumps out of the car. I don't know what she...
the defendant.
Right. She comes over to the truck, and she says something to Bruce. Something about out all night long or something. I looks over at Bruce, and I ask Bruce, who the F is this? Bruce, who is this? Well, she has this stick that It's probably the length of this table right here. Nice size. It's like a tree branch. It once used to be a tree branch, but it's been shellacked and fixed up all kind of pretty, like a walking stick. She jabs this stick into the truck a couple times, babbling something. Don't know what she was saying.
Through the passenger door? Through the
No, driver's door. I'm in the driver's seat.
Oh, you're in the driver's door.
Right. Bruce gets out of the truck from the passenger side. He gets out of the truck. He walks around the front of the truck. Well, she said, "You the one that my husband spent the night with?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" Our bags out of the passenger seat, out through the passenger door, backwards. She says at the back of the truck, "Itch, I'm gonna do this. Itch, I'm gonna do this." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said something about, "My man stayed all night with you last night." And I was like, "Your man ain't stayed all night with me. I have no clue what you're talking about or who the F you are."
Go ahead.
Bruce goes toward her. She swings this stick, and it hits the back of the truck, the top part of the truck. It hits the back of the truck.
Did she ever hit you?
No.
Never hit you. Did she
No.
ever hit Bruce?
No, she swung at him the first time with the stick, and that's where she hit the truck. She didn't hit him.
Did she eventually get back in her car?
Bruce tackled her some kind of way and kind of threw her in the car to where she was on her backside. Bruce was on top of her. She puts the car in drive that she's driving. She runs over Bruce's foot. She puts it back in reverse. She hits him, knocks him down, comes back forward where he has sit down flat, runs over his leg, tries to get out of the tunnel, couldn't get out, hung a U-turn and come back the other way to get out.
Was an ambulance called?
Yes, for Bruce.
Was he taken to the hospital?
No, he wouldn't go.
He's been run over 3 times, according to your story.
She ran over his foot, she hit him, knocked him down, came back forward across him.
Okay, let's go.
I did not hit her truck. We was running around the truck.
What were you doing there?
I came to see who he was with.
Why?
Because I wanted to know.
You married to him?
No. But we've been together 11 years. I wanted to know.
Why were you angry with her?
What she's not telling is that I had called him on his cell phone, and we had our talk or whatever. He didn't turn his cell phone off. So I heard the whole conversation of what was going on, blase scoop, blase scoop. Okay.
So, what are you mad at her for?
I was mad at both of them.
What are you mad at her for?
Because she was with my husband.
Just a second. A, you don't have a husband.
Well, she was with my boyfriend.
Well, so you be mad at him? How do you know
I'm
what he
mad at
told
him,
her?
too.
How do you know what he told her?
Okay.
How do you know what he told her?
I don't know what he told her then.
Right, so what are you mad at her for?
Okay, I'm not mad at her then.
And where did Bruce go on the 31st of August?
He went to work, I guess.
And did he come home?
Yeah, eventually.
So the two of you made up?
We made up eventually, but, you know.
He came home?
Yeah, he came home.
Can I see the damage to the truck, please?
And Judge Judy, there's another automobile, my truck, she damaged Monday night, this Monday night.
Just for my information, where was your car or truck that you damaged this past Monday night?
I stopped at my sister's before going home to get things together. It's like 8:45 p.m. Went into my sister's house, came back out about 5 minutes till 9. She approached me from behind this building. I had my 2-year-old by the hand. She walked in front of me. She says, "Now what? Now what? What about tomorrow?" I called my sister's name because she always watches us go to the automobile. I said, "Lauren, come get my baby." She stepped right out of the door, grabbed my baby. "Sandra, what's wrong?" I said, "Just get my baby." Then she sees Lynn. She says, "No, you got somewhere to go. You got a plane to catch. Come on in the house. We're going to call the police." When I come back out with the baby, after I gave the report with the police, come back out to get the baby, the police is in the parking lot next to my Ford Explorer, says, "Sandra, look, my tires are cut and my truck is keyed."
I'm not going to ask her to respond to that because this is a complaint that's still open. But I certainly think that if it's true, Ms. Cobb, if any part of it is true, that if you even saw her on Monday night, you're making a big mistake. Because you want to know something? Old Bruce isn't worth it.
Sure ain't.
I just want you to think. You have children?
Yeah.
How old are your children?
My children are grown.
Well, your grown children don't want to have to come and visit you in a lockup.
Right.
Ms. Cobb, I have to make a judgment, and I have to make a judgment that if someone is angry enough to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go out in their car and search for their boyfriend, who they believe has been fooling around with somebody else, and they find them in a truck, that if I am to believe you, did absolutely nothing as a result of that. Now, Miss Stewart, would seem to me, is a relatively normal person. If you had hit her with this stick, as you suggest, rather than hitting your truck, there is no way that the police would have let you go. So I have to make a judgment whether I believe that you did nothing. And I don't believe that you did nothing. I believe that you did something. And I believe that you damaged the truck that she was driving in. Now, the rental car company is charging her for these marks that were made on the truck, $624.65, and I believe that you are responsible for that. And I'm going to reiterate, Ms. Cobb, you don't seem like a bad person.
I'm not.
I don't know whether Bruce is a bad person, but all I can tell you this, Bruce isn't going to be standing before a judge. You are.
Right.
Is he worth it?
No.
Good. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. Yeah, this is case number 438 on the calendar in the matter of Clemens versus Powell. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Clemens, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together. You claim that in September of last year, he assaulted you.
Yes.
Then again, there was some sort of an altercation in October of last year, and you were arrested. And it is your claim that after that, you were barred from going to the house, and Mr. Powell got rid of all of your property.
No, he has all my property.
You want it back, or you want what he got rid of? You want the value of it? Mr. Powell says that there was never an assault in September, at least not one perpetrated by him.
Correct.
And that the property that you're speaking of was property that you were supposed to retrieve with the assistance of a third party pursuant to a court order. You never got a third party to come and get your property, and he got rid of it.
Correct.
Okay. How long did you live together, Ms. Clemens?
2 years, a little over 2 years.
From when to when?
From November of 2000 until October of 2001.
2002. Were you living in his apartment, your apartment, or is it an apartment that you moved into together?
He moved into my apartment, and after that, we moved into a house.
So you were living in 2002 in a leased house?
Yes.
And in whose name was the lease?
Both of ours.
Is that right?
This is correct.
And when did the lease expire?
February 1st of 2003.
So at the time that you left the house in October of 2002, there was still a few months to go on the lease. Is that
Yes.
right? All right. Now, I want you to tell me first, since you're suing for this assault that allegedly happened in September of 2002, I want you to tell me the circumstances surrounding that assault.
Me and Mr. Powell got into an argument, and basically it was the same thing, arguing about who did what, and basically we weren't getting along. We weren't getting along at all. And he hit me.
What time of the day? Where were you?
And it was nighttime, and I was in my room.
And he just hit you? Did he hit you with a fist? Did he hit you with an object? Did he hit you with a hand?
His open hand.
And what happened after he hit you?
I cried for a while. We argued some more, and he left out the room.
And then what happened?
The next day, I woke up feeling sore all over, so I went to the hospital.
You have a hospital report?
Yes, I do.
Let me see it. Where were you hit?
Here, there, and on my other arm.
You said he slapped you with an open fist.
He slapped me and he hit me a couple times.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear, but he slapped me and he hit me a couple times.
Did you go to the police?
No, I did not. I refused
After you went to the hospital, where did you go?
I went back home.
Did you tell them at the hospital that you have a safe place to go?
Not exactly, no, because...
Well, that's what they say that you told them.
Yes,
that you had a safe place to go, and the safe place to go is you went home.
Yes, because he was at work. It was safe at home. He was gone.
Well, did you pack up your things and leave?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because I was in love with Mr. Powell. We had had arguments before.
So then if you were in love with Mr. Powell and you decided to stay,
yes.
And I'm not interested in your suing him now because he slapped you in September when you went home and you decided to stay. Do you have children together?
No, we do not.
So the only thing that you have together is a lease?
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes.
Were you working at the time?
Yes.
So then you're not financially dependent upon him for any reason?
Oh, no, he was financially dependent on me.
So that there was no reason why you couldn't just pick up and leave?
I understand that, ma'am.
Who are these people here with you today?
My best friend, M.J. Andrews, and my ex-husband who took me to the hospital, and they're here with me to support me.
So you could have gone to either one of their houses, is that right, if you felt that you were in danger?
I don't feel like I was in that much danger because...
So then why are you suing him now?
I don't... The suing him for the violence is not important. What's important today is my things that were left in the house, and I did try to obtain
Just 1 second. I'm not there yet. So what you're telling me is you just threw in the September incident
No, they asked
for good
me,
measure.
They asked me what happened, and I told them.
You could tell them, but you had no inkling to sue
No,
him for this.
it's not
Fine.
important.
That's good, because for me, you wouldn't get anything. I'm not even sure that it happened. Now I'd like you to tell me what happened in October. I'm going to you because according to you, there was an assault in October,
Correct.
and she was arrested.
Correct.
Let me hear what happened.
Okay, basically what happened was, as she may have mentioned, that we were not getting along at this point in our relationship because of the different mood swings that she would have, as well as the what I would characterize as obsessive, possessive type of behavior towards me
Mr.
in our
Powell,
relationship. Yes.
How long did you know Miss Clemens?
I knew her for 2 years.
When you knew her, was she taking medication?
I wasn't aware of her taking the medication until maybe 6 months in our relationship.
Either an antidepressant. Is that what you take, antidepressants?
Yes. I'm no longer on them. I no longer take them.
But you were taking them for quite a while.
Yes, and Mr. Powell knew because
That's all. You were taking them for quite a while.
But Mr. Powell was aware of the time that I got the prescription, and he knew how long I was taking them and why.
Between 1995 and 2000, had you been taking antidepressants or any other psychiatric medication?
I only started taking Zoloft, which is an antidepressant, in 2001.
Okay.
Prior to that, no,
Nothing. In October, sir,
Yes.
you want to tell me what happened?
As she said, she was prescribed, I said she was prescribed medication, but she wasn't taking it, or if she was taking this medication, she was taking it with the addition of alcohol at the same time, which basically caused the violent mood swings. There was a lot of violence anyway. October 3rd, it escalated to the point where she pushed me through a glass door. The glass was already broken from an incident that she had broken this glass before for being upset with me, and that was basically how she showed her anger, was to break things and throw things. Anyway, the police were called in. She was arrested at that point.
On the 3rd of October?
Correct. There's a temporary protection order that's given with any domestic violence case. She violated that temporary protection order by constantly harassing and stalking me, as well as coming by the house, as well as the number of phone calls that she would call. Like I said, I have an answer machine that takes 50 messages. She would fill those up totally. I presented this to the police department, and they rearrested her for violation of the
When did they
temporary protection.
rearrest her?
November the 4th, I want to say, Your Honor. I'm not sure exactly when, but at that court date, she was dealing with some bad check things, as well as a preliminary trial on this domestic violence. They rearrested her that day because they had an arrest warrant out for her, but they couldn't find her. They got her when we went to court that day, so she was rearrested at that time. So I made sure that the judge understood that my problem is only this. I want this woman to deal with the medication and help herself. I even told him I don't even want her to have jail time, as opposed to, could you just make sure that there's something in place that she gets treatment for her symptoms. And basically what she was doing was she was causing me and my son, she was jeopardizing me and my son's life through all these different things.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Lisa Clemens says ex-boyfriend Ricardo Powell owes for the return of property and for an assault. Ricardo says Lisa is a violent woman.
Mrs. Clemens, in November, did you plead guilty to any of these charges, and were you given a year's probation?
I pled guilty to the violation of the protection order,
Okay.
and they dismissed the domestic violence.
The underlying.
I know the only reason I placed those phone calls to Mr. Powell in violation of the protection order was because I had no longer had any of my things. Mr. Powell denied a third party on two other occasions.
Wait just one second. I'm not there yet. I asked you if you pled guilty. The answer is yes. You had an attorney, is that right?
Yes, and I spent a night in jail.
Okay. Now, as part of the order, the judge told you that you could send a third party for your property.
Yes, but Mr. Powell...
Just a second. What was the name of the third party that you designated to get your property?
My Aunt Donna. Mr. Powell denied.
Just a second. What was wrong with these two people here to get your property?
My aunt was available with me in court, and therefore the people, when I left the courthouse that day, we designated her because the court officers were there.
Who designated her?
My lawyer and I, because she was there. She was available. She was in court.
Was that part of the order?
No, it's not. The person is designated on the court papers.
Okay.
I went back to court, Your Honor.
I'm not there yet, Ms. Clement. I'm trying to go in order. When, for the first time, were you contacted by Ms. to get her property?
There was never any contact business. There was only contact by Lisa a week after the trial.
Just a second.
Yes.
A week after
The trial.
The trial.
Correct.
Did you, Miss Clemens, go to the defendant's house?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did your aunt go to the defendant's house?
No, she did not. I have a witness here today that he claims was with me. I have not even driven down the street.
Just a second. Is there any reason why you brought these two witnesses here today instead of your aunt?
Because my aunt is working and she could not get off of work.
Don't these people work?
Yes, but...
Listen to me, Miss Clemens. The defense that Mr. Powell has in this case is that you were instructed by the court to have a third party retrieve your property. His defense is you never had a third party contact him in order to get that property. You say that you did, and that third party was your aunt. So it would seem to me that that is a key witness. These people aren't key witnesses. This person was the person you designated. Why would you not bring a pivotal witness who you say can testify that you were trying to comply with the judge's order?
My aunt was not, to me, a pivotal key witness in this instance.
Well, to me, she is.
I understand that,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Now, I'd like to see a list of the property that you say you left behind at Mr. Powell's. Do you still have the bed with the mattress and box spring?
No.
Chest of drawers?
No.
Jewelry?
No.
What'd you do with it?
She had a couple bags of clothes, some books, and she does have one dresser. It's a desk. Right, that's it. Other than that, everything else is thrown out, which was shoes, it was toothbrushes, personal items, things of that nature. After she basically kept violating judge's orders and putting me and my son's life in jeopardy, I felt that there was no need for me to keep this going on. This civil case is basically the same example of her trying to keep some type of relationship going here, Your Honor.
Mr. Powell, I want you to tell me, sir, when she was arrested in October.
Correct.
Now, up until that time, the two of you had lived together for a couple of years. When you live together for a couple of years, you accumulate property. You have your clothes and things. Did there ever come a time when you gave certain of her property over to somebody so that she would have clothes and shoes?
As soon as she got out of jail, she was there within 2 hours with the police escort to get her things. They gave her things. They allowed her to take things out that day. So she took most of her things that first day.
Miss Clemens, on October the 4th, were you accompanied by a police officer, easy to verify, back to Mr. Powell's house to retrieve some of your property?
Yes, I was accompanied by the police officers.
And how long did you stay with the police officer, which is also easy to verify, in Mr. Powell's house?
Mr. Powell rushed us out after about 20 minutes. He told me to get what I could get and get out.
No, there was a police officer with you.
Yes, and
there was a police officer with you. I assume that if you were there with an officer, you wanted to get things that were most valuable to you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you take your jewelry?
Because the jewelry was what I consumed. What jewelry I had on was most important to me. The jewelry that was left in the house were things I did not wear every day. The clothing I obtained was stuff that I needed to get through the week. Mr. Powell stopped me from getting everything. I wish I could.
I'm not talking about everything. I'm asking you about a specific thing. I'm asking you about jewelry. To me, woman goes into a house, she grabs cash and jewelry first, and then you go to your pocketbook.
Your Honor.
What? Go ahead.
I have this whole situation with Lisa has been such a terrifying thing. As I said, I've even neglected to countersue her for the amount of rent left on our lease, as well as the damages to the house, which I have pictures of right here. Those damages would be in a total of somewhere between $800 and $900. The rent would be the total of like $1,400. I don't want nothing else to do with this whole situation whatsoever, so I've neglected to countersue.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Lisa Clemens says ex-boyfriend Ricardo Powell won't return her property. She also claims Ricardo assaulted her.
I would like to know, Mr. Powell, on what date you disposed of, according to you, these couple of bags of clothing and shoes?
November the 19th, the day that she came over a week after the trial in violation of the judge's order. There was no more purpose at that point. She was going to keep violating the protection order. She was going to keep violating the judge's order.
Now, she was found guilty on the violation.
She was found guilty on the domestic violence. I She had it mixed up, Your Honor. That's the only thing I'm clarifying. She was found guilty of the domestic violence. I plea bargained her to dismiss the violation of the temporary protection order.
So she wouldn't go to jail?
Correct. That she would get this counseling.
Right. So she wouldn't go to jail because
Correct.
if you're
So I
found
could
guilty
keep
on
a
the
job that took care
violation,
of him.
what?
Correct. It's
You want to say something?
Yes.
Well, step up for a second. Tell me what you want to say. Your last name is?
My last name is Twyman.
Go ahead.
I went with the police to their house to get her clothes and things.
Is that the day she was released?
This was the second time, I believe. And he would not let her get anything. And the police called both their lawyers, and I believe both lawyers agreed that she could get these things. And he told them at first she could come and get them. And then the police called me back.
Just a second. Who did he tell she could come and get?
He told the police.
How do you know that?
Because the officer called me at home, at my house, and told me that I could go and get the things without her.
You, not
Right.
her.
Not her.
You.
Me. Right.
Fine. When did you go to get her things?
Now,
Shh. Listen to me carefully. When did you go to get her things?
I never got a chance to because the officer called me back and said he changed his mind.
No. I don't believe.
Oh, well,
No, that I don't believe. He said you could go.
Exactly.
Was
So
she
we
going
couldn't
with
go.
you?
No, she was not allowed to go.
Good.
She was there to...
Now let me hear your version of these events.
Okay, Your Honor. After the police, they said she has a reasonable expectation to come after the domestic violence case to come back and get some things out of her house. I gave them the run of the house to get what they have to do because I understood the police officers. After that, I was advised by the police officers as well as the prosecutor's office that anything else after this would have to be dealt with in court. They came over 3 extra more times after that in violation of what everybody is stating.
Who's they?
She came over more than once. He came over the second time after the police with her, too. She was there with him the second
was
time.
she?
They were in the
With
truck in front of the house.
Did you ever go over to the house in the truck with her? Shh. The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
Well, you can't do that, sir.
Okay, well, we met the police there at the house. And we were not in front of your house. We were 2 doors down, actually. We called the police before going to his house.
She can't go there, sir. Don't you understand that?
Exactly, I understand that. Okay, Jan, if you may, if she can't go there, why would he have her come there and pay the rent and then put her out?
Again,
after the whole situation.
Let's not get involved with things that you really don't know anything about.
Thank you. I know
Okay?
about it.
Okay? Sit down. You have to put a period. You have to say this did not work out. The relationship is over. I'm not going to have anything to do with him. I lost some. He may have lost some. I lost more. That's the way it usually goes. It's over. Forget it. Go buy a new TV and a new hamper. Do you understand?
Yes,
It's
I do.
finished. It's over. If you stop taking your medication because you don't feel as if you need
I don't
it
need it. I'm
anymore,
not with him anymore.
if you don't feel as if you need it anymore, that's a judgment that you're going to have to make. I'm not so sure, Ms. Clements, that that's the best idea. However, if you think that that's a good idea, fine. Cross him off and say it's over and let it go. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
चलिए आज आपको बताएंगे रियल बाइक 3D के बारे में क्या क्या गेम है क्या क्या प्रोसेसर है चल भाई शुरू हो जा आज मैच हो जाए तेरे साथ चलिए बाहर की तरफ देखते हैं चलो बाहर भी चलते हैं देखते तो शरीर क्या क्या होगा सकता है इनका ओके क्या मंगवाया चलिए कॉल करते हैं टेंडर मंगवाते हैं इसको कलेक्शन करते हैं ये तो नहीं ले सकते। अब हम मंगवाएंगे 10 ये Vete que sí.
छटाई